Hello, my name is Ralph Fuhrmann and this is my podcast, Room for Reflection. I've been a therapist for more than 30 years and for the last 20 years living in Argentine, attending and teaching osteopathy in my own school. My idea and great wish with this podcast is to create a space where doctors, artists, psychologists, musicians, therapists, and of course patients talk to me about health and everything related to this topic. I would like to invite us to broaden and enrich our way of seeing, thinking and feeling in order to recognize our personal responsibility in relation with our health. I believe to find our meaning in life is to find our path to health. And what is your opinion? This is my podcast, Room for Reflections, and I'm Ralph Fuhrmann. Hello, my name is Ralph Fuhrmann. Today in my podcast I would like to invite us all with a small exercise which we can learn easily, because I think it's very natural. To get in contact with ourselves, with our body, with our emotions and with our thoughts. It's like a meditation, and first of all I would like to explain or to invite us to remind us the word meditation comes from get used to it. So it's like an exercise to get used to it so you can use it in every moment of your life. Because you will discover, hopefully, it's very easy. And first of all, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to get to something, to achieve something, or to change something. And maybe the word something isn't correct, because we are not things. We are human. We have a body, we have emotions, we have thoughts. And of course our body is material, which could be nearly the same like a thing. My body, but my body is not only a thing, it's material. There are a lot of material parts, but without energy, without emotion, without reflections, which help us, our thoughts, our mind, our body is nothing. Nothing. Another word with the word thing. And this nothing, to remind us we are no such a thing we think or we believe leads us maybe to some thing. Okay, I would like to invite us to choose a place in your house, in your place, in your working place, or in nature, where you feel comfortable. You can sit down, you can lay down, you can choose your position, you can move if you feel you have to move your body, you can change. It's not necessary to choose a position, and until this exercise will last, you have to stay in this position if you don't feel like this. I would like to invite us all to feel ourselves, our necessities, and give place and voice and attention to this which like to show up, to come into your consciousness. Because at least it's the aim, but really there is no aim. It's a way to open up our consciousness, or to remind us that we have a consciousness, or maybe to discover we are consciousness. Okay, hopefully you have found your place in this moment. You can do this with me with your eyes open or closed, feel free. I will close my eyes now. And first, I would like to invite us to get in contact with our breathing. Only noticing your breathing. There's not a thing like you have to breathe in this way or in such a way. Notice in this moment you breathing, your inhalation and your exhalation in your rhythm, in your way, where you feel your comfort, where you feel safe. Because our breathing is our best friend. It's the best old friend. Because he is with us all our life. And a good old friend will invite us to relax or to feel safe, or to remind us you are not alone. We are not alone. And of course, observing and feeling our respiration. It's a good way to get in contact with the present moment. Everything you are feeling and watching and observing your respiration, moment to moment to moment, you are in this moment. And in another moment, in the next moment. And afterwards you notice your respiration. I would like to invite us to contemplate our relation with our legs, from our feet up to our pelvis, to our hips, noticing, observing without searching. What do you feel in your legs? And you can observe it, and you can share your observation and compare your observation with your left leg and with your right leg, noticing maybe there's similarity and there's some difference, maybe or maybe not. Maybe it's much easier for you to feel your left or your right leg. Maybe you feel a lot or little. A variation of different sensation. And I would like to invite you to accept what you feel. I would like to invite you to notice your sensation you have with your legs in this moment without judging you. Only noticing. Get conscious about your sensation with your legs in this moment. Noticing the similarity and the difference without judging. And maybe you can get a little closer about this information you can noticing. Maybe you will detect parts of your legs which you can feel very, very good, very, very clear. You are sure about the information you receive from your leg. As well, you maybe will detect regions or parts of your leg or legs where you are not so sure about the information. It's not so clear, the information. It's a little bit difficult to feel this part of my leg. And I would like to invite us to accept this difficulty to feel clearly, noticing and get in our consciousness the sensation. It's not clear, it's not sure what I'm feeling. Compare it with another part of the leg where I feel it very clear, where the connection and the information is clear. It's easy. Where I feel safe, the information, because it's really clear for me. I know what I feel, really, really clear. In another part of the leg, it's not so clear. I'm not so sure. Accept and respect this sensation, please. I would like to invite you to accept and respect. And maybe, and you're observing of your relation with your body, with your legs. So feeling of your legs in this moment, apart from discover sensations very clear, easy, safe, regions or parts of your legs where you are not so sure. Maybe there is as well places or parts in your legs with your sensation, with your physical sensation. You discover you can't feel anything. There is no information, no possible for me to get in contact with this part of my leg. And I don't try hard to get in contact. I only now at this moment I'm conscious. There is no connection with this part of my leg. And I would like to invite us to accept connections very clear and safe, connections not so clear, maybe unsafe, unsure, and places where there is no connection. And I would like to invite us to accept, respect, and honor this information about you and your body, about your legs. And now I would like to invite us to get a step further, a part of your consciousness in this moment about your physical sensations and relation. What about your emotions in this moment? Or in this moment where you notice your clear relations or informations about your legs, about sensations which are not so clear, and noticing and respect and accept places where there is no information, a lack of connection. What happens with your emotions in this moment without searching? Take your time, remember your best friend, and maybe you will notice or feel there is one emotion, or there are lots of emotions, so it's not so clear, but I'm noticing there are lots of emotions in this moment. Or for me it's clear, in this moment I can't feel any emotion. There's no emotion actually for me. And everything is okay. One emotion, lots of emotions, or noticing that there is no emotion. So I broaden my consciousness about my body in relation to my legs, about the physical sensations, and add the clearness about my emotions in this moment. maybe in relation to my legs or apart from my sensations, which I discovered recently. Or maybe noticing there could be a relation or not. And one step further, I would like to invite us to observe in this moment our thoughts. What happens in our head? What shows up? What is still there? What is happening? Imaginations, pictures, words, phrases, colors. I would like to invite us not to explain what you see or what your thoughts are telling you, only observing there maybe a lot of things happen in this moment in your head, or less thoughts, few thoughts, only observing, and get an idea, or your consciousness will tell you, yes, I have thoughts. There are a voice in my head. And it's okay. Accept that your head, our brain, always is active. You can observe this activity without going with your thoughts to the past or to the future, without necessarily judging you or others or the moment or your sensations or your relation with yourself in this moment. Again, I will observe my sensation, my body sensation, my physical sensations in relation to my legs, from my feet up to my hips, noticing the clear relations, where I feel safe and sure about my informations about me, about my body sensation, about me. Places where I'm not so sure, and places where I notice there is no connection and everything is okay. Remind yourself you don't have to go to a place or change anything or something. There's no such thing. It's only your consciousness, which you are conscious about your consciousness, about your relation to your body at this moment, and as well observing your emotions in this moment. There are one or lots or no emotion, and at least my thoughts, the activity of my brain, which I can observe. So maybe it's possible to observe all these three kinds of information about myself in this moment. Maybe at the beginning of this exercise I have to change what I'm observing. But if I get used to it with time and practice, I can notice two things at the same moment, or maybe later on three things. To remind us, there are no things. It's your consciousness about your consciousness. But we can divide it, if we like, if we choose, into physical consciousness, emotional consciousness, and our mind or brain activity. And at this moment of this exercise, I would like to invite us to ask yourself, how can I observe this activity, this clear or not so clear information about my body, the notions of my emotions, and the activity of my brain. Which part of me is observing this? Because I'm observing my mind. I'm above my mind. I can notice I have thoughts, but I'm not my thoughts. I can notice there are emotions or no emotions, but I'm not the emotions. I have a body. I can feel my relation in this moment with my body, but I'm not my body. Because it becomes clear to me in this moment, I can observe all this relation with me, with my body, with my emotion, and with my thought, thanks to my consciousness. I am consciousness. And I can't understand this, but I can feel in a way I don't know, that I can achieve to get conscious about my consciousness. I would like to invite us to deepen our breathing. And I would invite us to feel our breathing, sensing our body in this moment. Maybe you can feel this expansion in your body and the retraction. So you get more consciousness again with your relation to your body and to the place where you are in this moment. And if you feel free and if you feel ready, you can open your eyes. If you did your exercise with eyes closed. And I would like to invite us to stay still in contact with your body emotions, your body sensations, and maybe with your thoughts. And as well with the place where you are. Noticing if you open your eyes, there are a lot of information which come into you. Noticing there's lots of information outside, but if you still have the possibility to noticing the information which is inside, you can detect, observe, or be aware what is outside and what is inside, without judging, observing, and noticing, yes, I am capable to observe all these informations, inside and outside. And if I can accept all these informations in the outside and in the inside, and only observing, maybe I will detect there are more informations and more informations and more informations and more informations. Because if I am consciousness more about myself, about my body, about my emotions, about my thoughts, and about my consciousness, I will notice there's more informations which I can observe in the outside and in the inside. So my life will be more consciousness. Maybe more colorful, maybe more profound, maybe there are lots of different kinds of point of views, ideas, sensations, feelings. And as well moments where there's nearly nothing. Nothing in the idea of there's no such thing. to detect maybe our illusions, that I'm not my body, not my emotions, and not my thoughts. But I need my body, my emotions, and my thoughts to experience life. And to remind me and reconnect to my consciousness, to my true being, to my spirit, to my soul. And my strong desire to live and to feel the life and be consciousness about what I'm feeling, what I'm receiving, what I can process, integrate. Consciousness about my limits in this moment. Consciousness about my clear connections. Consciousness about my connections which are not so clear in this moment. This could be the idea of limitations. And noticing there are sensations which I can't feel. Disconnections, which I like to invite us again to respect our disconnections and our places where we are not so sure about our connections. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your consciousness. This is an easy exercise. You can do it maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times a week, in the week, or maybe every day, to get used to this exercise. So it's something you are able not only to do in this moment where you are take your time for yourself, maybe you will have the power and the strong desire to be every time with your consciousness. Because every time happens your life, moment to moment to moment. Ralph Fuhrmann, Room for Reflections. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed this space and would like to share your reflections with me and others, you can stay in contact by subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your like and feel free to share it with your friends. This was Room for Reflection with Ralph Fuhrmann.